Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today we have this match. It's another GK match. And I know I had one of these. What was it? Thursday's video, Friday's video? Can't exactly remember. But this is another really good match. This was not a blowout match, which is so common nowadays. This was a very refreshing match that we didn't really know who was going to win until the last, 3 minutes of the match, rather than blowout matches, which is where you probably have a pretty good inkling of who's going to win around the 3 minute mark. Definitely for sure by the, 4 or 5 minute mark, and the game's probably over by the 7 minute mark or somewhere around there. So this is also a very good way of me showing you guys how GK is played in Warships in 2020, because it's not like, you could never really bonsai a ride in and go for it, but used to back in the day, you could get a little bit closer than what you could now and keep your main battery in the fight by being within your, I won't say your effective main battery gun range, but definitely close enough to where you could get some consistent shots in. Nowadays, you can't really do that. You're stuck around 18, 19 kilometers away trying to hit targets, and even after the improved accuracy, if you want to call it that. Ellipse. That's what it was. They changed the ellipse. Jeez. Good God. It's early in the morning for me, guys. Sorry. But they changed the ellipse of the German battleships quite some time ago. Having trouble talking, too. And now you can hit a little bit better at range, but it's still not, German battleships are still not your snipers. But anyway, right here, we've got Burgon, Worcester, Henri, Yami, and our Marceau all over here by the sea cap. And what normally happens at the sea cap on this map, and I do like this map quite a lot, especially this flank, because a lot of fun stuff happens on this flank usually. The team will normally huddle near the island on either side, so the teams just kind of be sitting there staring at each other, waiting for somebody to make a move. But this team doesn't do that. Most of them actually go out wide, which is pretty rare. As you can see, I tried to hit that Henri as he was turning, but then he popped speed boost and did Henri things and dodged my shots. And as I fired, I started to turn because I knew this was going to happen. Of course, you're in a German battleship. Everybody wants a piece of you, especially in the opening shots of the match, and even the Marceau's machine gun is opening up from all the way out there. So I turned in, threw off a lot of the shots, still had one fire set, but took way less damage than I probably would have if I would have continued selling on my original course. So I can see most of the ships are about 18, 17 kilometers away from me. Marceau's 14 kilometers away from me. I'm not gonna, give up my bloom being expanded just to take a pot shot of the Marceau, just to be detected for the next 20 seconds. But then he's also in my detection range, so it really doesn't matter too much. That's also why I'm turning away to get out of... Ooh, yep, there's more shots from the Henri to get him out of my detection range. But then, of course, I get set on fire, so now my detection range is 17.9 kilometers. Now there's the Burgon. So now that I'm stuck with this detection range, I'm considering just taking the shot of the Burgon. And right when I go to fire, naturally he turns in a little bit. And that's, of course, going to throw the shots off. And, well, more than a little bit now. He's making a full turn. I think I clip him. Yeah, I clip him with one, but it's a bounce. Okay, Henri and Yami are now coming around the corner of the island. And again, teams don't normally do this. Most of them just sit there and wait for the other side to blink. But this team's being pretty aggressive, and I gotta give it to them for that. This normally doesn't happen on this map. So there, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll shoot the Marceau, but then I see the Yami in the back giving me broadside. I'm like, okay, he's sailing in a straight line. He's at like 17.5 kilometers away, but, maybe we can go for it. So I give him my full broadside. I've also taken about 30,000 damage now and haven't done any damage. Yay, long-range engagements. And non-pin and torpedo protection hit, which is, well, no damage. Oh, this is lovely. There's a Worcester from 12 kilometers away, something that I can actually hit now. And he's not within secondary range, unfortunately. Otherwise, my secondaries would have been tearing him up. But he's bow out for me, At least if I hit, it won't be, overpins at least, because you have the full ship for the shell to travel through. Turns out at the last second, get a couple overpins on him. 4 overpins for 5,400 damage. First damage of the match, having lost 30,000 health and doing 5,400 damage in return. great trading going on here right now, but it's kind of what you have to do with GK in the start of the match. Take the shots that you can get, and you just have to accept that you're going to take damage. And a lot of the times with CVs and with destroyers staying within your detection range, being set on fire, it's just going to happen. You just need to make sure you can minimize the damage that you're taking and survive long enough to do decent damage in return. So Yami's at 20 kilometers away from me, the maximum range of the GK. Disappeared behind an island, took a little bit of a predictive shot right there. Still continuing out. Turns at the last second, but there we go. Finally, a Citadel on the Yami for 13,500 damage. So now we have some somewhat decent damage on the board now. The way I like to gauge how well I'm doing is in a match, especially in battleships, is if I'm at least keeping up with the health that I'm losing, we're doing okay. So right now I'm not doing so hot. I'm about 30,000 health down, but I've done about 19k in return. So it's not that great, but it's not that terrible. You want to at least get some damage out for the health that you lose. That way you keep up with the health trade on your team versus the enemy team. And again, if you notice right now, it's a pretty close match. We have the points advantage right now, but we've both lost 1 DD each. And looks like they have a pretty commanding advantage over here at C. Looks like they'll probably get C here in a moment. And looks like they're taking A right now. And you also, if you look at the way the teams are split, it's pretty even split. You've got 3 of us in the middle right now. I'm selling through B cap. I'm going to try and go around and flank the Bargon and the Wooster. 4 friendly ships at A, 5 enemy ships at A. I think there's a Zal. And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4-ish ships at C right now, too. And about 5 enemy ships at C, too. There's the Goliath HE. Lovely Goliath HE. So, yeah, teams are pretty spread out evenly right now. So it's an even spread. No one's just rolling over one side. We're slowing them down at C, but we're not holding them back. Hi, Burgon, broadside away from 6 kilometers. Get my front 2 turrets out on him. I get 11,000 damage from pure pins and 1 overpin. So, Burgon, pretty good ship at close range, but it does have French baguette armor. So, secondaries will absolutely eat it for breakfast. And the Wooster's here too. Wooster doesn't have torpedoes. So, when you're in the GK and there's a cruiser on your way and it doesn't have torpedoes, you simply don't care. Even if it's a Wooster with its machine gun main battery, it's, well, doesn't have that much armor either. Aim at his bow, and even with German dispersion, managed to get 3 full pins for almost 13,000 damage there. Angled enough to get my secondaries on him. Even if he switched to AP right now, he might be able to pin my bow section, and might do a bit of damage, but, I mean, between myself and the Shimakaze throwing torpedoes at him, he's not going to get away from this engagement. And he moves in here, and he begins, well, he's focusing the Shimakaze down, which is a very good move. And he's moving in to ram me. Very good move on his part, but my guns reload, and he's out of the fight. If he would have been able to pull that off, get the Shimakaze in me, that would have been an absolute, just mega brain play there. Yami showing me broadside from 14 kilometers away. I managed to get a Rainbow 6 shot in there, sneak it over the island, get undetected, and he's dead. I think the other Yami slapped him for like 6k, then I just finished him off. Alright, so now I could have gone through this channel right here and chased after the Burgon, but I didn't. I'm turning out. My secondaries can, of course, just chew through his armor. And keep in mind, too, we have the points advantage still, but we're still very, very even on ships right now. So, points advantage doesn't mean too much until you know you have a pretty solid lead over them in ships, because anything can happen in this game. So I slow down right here, get my secondaries on the Burgon. I do have Lucians on my GK, of course, so once I hit 100 secondary hits, I get a boost to the reload speed of the secondaries. Start a fire on the Burgon, and the Yami's focusing down. I think the Thunder is too. And the CV drops some torpedoes at him, and there we go, CV takes him out. So you can see what I'm doing here is basically I've turned the fight from 5-on-1 at the beginning to now I'm picking out ships that are off by themselves. And I do have a Shimakaze with me too, who's helping me screen for torpedoes and of course get a little bit of spotting in too when needed. well, not really. I mean, the Goliath's well within his detection range, but it's always good to have one ship with you just for, again, torpedo screen or to divide the enemy team's attention. There goes secondary armament expert talent has been activated, so now my secondaries get a boosted reload time. Goliath almost down there, but pops his dry dock hill and begins to print a new Goliath. Another fire there from the secondaries. Rear turrets are now reloaded and on target. Let them go. And I get some okay dispersion from the GK. Nothing great, nothing terrible, but just a couple overpins and one pin that takes out his turret. The front two turrets off, and unfortunately the Goliath did manage to get torpedoes off, which the Shimakaze was not expecting. And the dead Shima. And unfortunately my hydroacoustic search was on cooldown. I used it earlier when I was pushing around the corner to make sure no DDs gave me a surprise. But unfortunately, we do lose the Shimakaze there. So again, if you look at the scoreboard, we do have the points advantage right now, but we are still very comparable on ships, and they have a DD left alive, and it's a Marceau. And a good Marceau is a very, 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 very big advantage to the enemy team. For those of you that don't know Marceau, it's a Kleber with smaller guns but faster firing guns. So imagine if Kleber basically had its reload booster on all the time, almost, but with slightly smaller guns. That's what a Marceau is. It's pretty terrifying. Especially, again, a good one. So Goliath is hugging the other side of this island, making sure he can't be seen. Good move by him. This Yami, though, oh, there he is. He took a shot at me. Tries to turn out. 16 kilometers away. Definitely not within the sweet zone of the GK. And do I get any hits on this guy? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, an amazing 300 damage hit to secure the kill. Alright, so I got a fire on me right now. I'm letting it burn. I'm well above half health. Can't afford to let one fire burn because, again, who knows, this Yami may be spamming HE. The Midway may finally decide to pay attention to me since I'm a lone GK. And getting, 2 or 3 fires on a bomb run from a Midway kind of suck. But anyway, this Yami right here, he's within my secondary range. And GK is faster than Yami. So this guy's stuck here. He cannot outrun me. And again, listen to these secondaries now. With Luchin's secondary expert talent activated, you get a 15% boost to the reload speed of your secondary. So not only do I have adrenaline rush on, I'm at about 60-70% health, but now I've got that skill going to where my secondaries, they barely reload now. It is beautiful, and I really hope the commander rework doesn't crush these secondaries, because when you get in this situation right here where everything's gone right and you've got a ship by itself and the secondaries can just do their thing, it is a beautiful sight and sound to behold. So I'm at 126k damage right now, which is awesome. Team wise, it's still going in our direction. Ships again are very close. Zhao just nope, Hawk got Zhao. So now 3 enemy ships left. We have 5 ships left. Game's pretty much in our favor right now. Yami is trying to run away from me, but he's got myself on him. Marceau is being a very good DD for the enemy team and capping C right now, uncontested too. Fire on the Yami, so they're going to flip that cap, probably, unless the Hawk can get over there and reset him. Yami is slowly losing his health to the secondaries. Again, they're German secondaries, they can all pin 32mm of armor. But on the Yami, that's really on the superstructure, and here comes the midway plane. So right here, I'm like, okay, I can turn out, but that would probably get my secondaries off of the Yami, which, he could probably get away after that. So I'm just like, okay, I'm going to sell straight on, and I'm just going to eat these torps. And those torps there were from the Zhao, and oof. Carrier drop torps don't take a whole lot of damage off, but that hurt more than I thought it was going to. And GK's torpedo protection is pretty garbage. Yami's pretty much dead, so I'd turn out for this torpedo run right here, and dodge those no problem. So now Midway last spotted was right in front of me, and he just removed a lot of my health, and I didn't appreciate that. So now we're gonna go as a lone GK and try to take out a Midway if we can find him. And here comes the bomber squad. My fighter plane's on cooldown. And they're not AP dive bombers, thank God. They are HE, but Midway's HE bombers hurt like hell. And hello Midway. Like he ran to the border, but then got turned around. Or his AI... Ooh, look at that bomb drop. Even though he approached me from the wrong... Well, I turned and I forced him to approach from the wrong angle. He still got almost all the bombs right in the midsection. My ship started 2 fires, which are perma-fires because my damage con is down. Pops heal to mitigate that. But, from my perspective, adrenaline rush boost. Because now the secondaries are even faster, and so are the main battery guns. I do use the 420mm main battery guns, by the way, so... sub 30-second reload on them is very, very nice. And here come the torpedo planes once again. Yeah, look, I got like a 28-second reload on GK's 420s. Get 2 pins on the midway. Secondaries are going absolutely crazy. Get turned into these torpedoes. I'm going to just 1, 2. Had damage con up and ready to go that time, so thankfully that did not flood. At 213,000 damage right now. And the midway is pretty much mine. There's 1 Henry within range. I'm the last battleship alive on our team. And goodbye, midway there. Get a citadel there at the end. His planes do get off, but he's eyeing up the Henri because he's only got like 7,000 health left, which again is a good call from him. And now we just have this Marceau to deal with, but the enemy team do currently have the A cap and the C cap. But the friendly Hakuru of all ships is capping the A cap. It's always funny to me when the carrier winds up capping. And it's a pretty good thing, too, when your game goes that long that the carrier has to cap. But the Marceau's nowhere to be seen. We're at 996 points. Oh, there's the Marceau. Hey, little buddy. But before he can get capped out, before he can get killed, we cap out and win the match. So that was a very good match. That was actually pretty late on Thursday night. But, I mean, hey, it was a fantastic match. Went all the way. Had a good enemy team. Had a good friendly team. Wasn't a steamroll. And I got a pretty good end result there in GK. I got like, what, 20,000 damage by the end? 400 and something secondary hits. Unfortunately, I forgot to take a screenshot of the detailed results page. I did get like 115,000 damage done with the secondaries. Probably would have been a lot more if they weren't chewing on a Yami for most of the match. But still, fantastic match, really fun match, really good match. Just want to share that with you guys. You know, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 20,000 subscribers, and as of me recording this, we just passed 19,100, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday, and I hope to catch you guys in the next one.